Next on the bench, I know, forgot to do this before I tore it apart. Next on the bench, we got an Ameritron AL80a. My friend says it's blowing fuses. So, got it apart. We're going through and testing all the diodes to start with. And then we'll kind of rough test the caps. So, stay tuned. We'll keep you posted on what we find. Yeah, we'll probably be running some tests here. Maybe if you guys are lucky, something will blow up. I know it's been a while since we actually had a linear blow up live on camera. Catch me later. Psychotech Labs signing off. Okay, so we went all through the high voltage section. Nothing is showing shorted. All the diodes test good, the cappies test good. We checked the fuses, and we have a blown 2 amp fuse and an unblown 3 amp fuse. Now, you need 10 amps if you're running 220 and 15 amps if you're going 110. Okay, so why did the fuse blow? Well, 2 amp fuse ain't going to cut it in this circuit because the filament current is going to be more than 2 amps. We're going to plug it in, we're going to turn it on, and the safety's already been defeated. The high voltage is unhooked. So there's not going to be any high voltage. Okay. I didn't like that. Yep, it did blow a fuse again. Almost thought I seen a little smoke coming out of the fan or something for a second. So yeah, we definitely do got something wrong. We were hoping it was just gonna be the wrong fuse in there. Well, this isn't good because yeah, high voltage is unhooked. So the next thing we're gonna do is we're going to isolate the filament of the tube. How we're going to do that is we're going to actually pull the tube out of the circuit. That'll isolate the power going to the filament. So let's take a standby while we yank that tube out of there. We'll replace the blown fuse and try it again. Why aren't we using a variac? Because we have this relay in here and we have this resistor. For a half of a second, the power goes through this resistor right there, and then it gets enough voltage to trigger the relay, which takes the load off the on and off switch. We need to jam those relay contacts closed, but since it's an ice cube relay, you know, we'd have to take it off and take it all apart in order to force the contact close. So we're not going to do that. We're going to just go ahead and run it with the plan we got. We'll be back. Okay, we're back. Yeah, we popped the power strip, blew the circuit breaker in the power strip instead of one of the fuses. Okay, the tube's pulled out. We're going to go ahead and hit the switch again and see what happens. Well, that's not good. So yeah, we just blew the breaker in my power strip again. I would say it shouldn't be doing that. And so we got the tube out, so we got nothing there. The next step would be to cut the 12-volt power leads and isolate that and see what the heck. It's got a 110 plug on it. I'm assuming it's wired correctly for 110. I should probably go check that out and see if we're wired for 110. So we're going to take another pause and we'll be back. Okay, so we're throwing this on the other bench. I went ahead and jumped that relay, so it's bypassed. We're going to be bringing the voltage up slowly. We don't want to hurt this resistor right here, so you have to kind of bypass that if you're going to variac test it. So we're going to go ahead and plug in the variac now. We put a 5 amp fuse in the variac, and let's see what happens. But it's starting to kind of look bad for this unit. So we're getting down to pretty much it being the transformer. High voltage is isolated, tube's not in it. Okay, we're starting to plugged in. Now, variac's buzzing. So, it's kind of starting to look like maybe the transformer. All I got left to do is clip the 12 volt wires. This stuff here we're going to unhook because we do have a diode right there. We'll test all that stuff out and isolate the transformer more. I'm going to check this part right here though, see if it's shorted, and then we'll just keep peeling back the layers until we're down to just the primary input with nothing hooked to the outputs. And if it's still doing it, then it's a bad tranny, which is a bad day for my friend who owns this. So let's hope it's not. We'll be back. Okay, so I've unhooked the fan and I've unhooked this wire here. So let's go ahead, turn on the variac and see what it feels like. Yeah, it's feeling pretty buzzy. Not good. Okay. So next, we're going to go ahead. We're going to cut these wires right here so we can splice them back together. So we'll cut these wires, and at that point, you know, I'm gonna unhook this just for the fuck of it too. At that point, we're only going to be dealing with the input of the transformer. So if it's still doing this stuff, then that's a bad sign. So stay tuned. We'll be back. Okay, sorry you guys didn't get to watch some of the other tests, but basically we're just cut all the outputs, unhooked them, so there were no outputs. There are a few things hooked up parallel with the input of the transformer, and we've just eliminated all that. We have a 110 volt cord wired right into both the windings in the transformer, plugged right into the variac. We're going to go over there, turn on the variac, and start bringing up the power on the variac. If it's still doing this, that tranny is bad. That's right, a blown tranny. Another blown tranny. Telling you guys, quit blowing your trannies. Oh no. Nope. My variac's buzzing, man, like a vibrator. That might be fun for playtime, but yeah. Okay. We got a blown tranny. Not good. So I'll have to get a hold of my friend, see what he wants to do with it. So that's it for now. Psychotech Labs signing off. So we're pronouncing this linear dead at this point in time. Gonna have to source out a transformer. So that's the name of that tune. Alright. I know you guys wanted me to power that variac up more and see some smoke come rolling out of it. No, let's not do that. Alright. That's it for now at Psychotech Labs. Yeah. Next time we're going to be doing a very dangerous laboratory testing with that high voltage power supply that we made. So stay tuned for that. That's going to be next on the bench. And we got the Phantom 500 that we have to figure out how much voltage to put in one part of the circuit. There's no schematics, and yeah, it's another project for another day. Y'all have a good one. Psychotech Labs signing off.